Here's going to be the strangest advice maybe I ever give. And it took me a while to realize it. So we were talking in our Discord about hiring and stuff, and someone was talking about like how they would have these indie dinners, and people would, that's how they would hire. They would kind of like, everyone would cook and they would hang out together. And some of the idea people, the bad people, would go try to figure out who was the important person and talk to that person only. Now I've seen this myself. Like I have never been the important person, but sometimes because I've been the public person at places, people think I'm the important person. And so they would give me deference, how they discuss things with me. I'm fine. Like you can be nice to me, but like, I know who I am. I'm pretty comfortable with that. But I would also see this internally sometimes with people who did not last long, where I would hear, hey, when you left the room, this is how this person acts. They act totally different when you're in the room. All of that people hear. So now here's the deal. Here's the hard part. Here's the weird part. The best way you can get a job in the game industry, the best way you can get rehired, the best way that when I find out you don't have a job, I'm going to go spend my time trying to help you find a job. Be a nice person. But here is the kicker. Some of us, like me, were not born as a nice person. I've met nice people. I've met genuinely, truly beautiful, nice people who I don't think know how to be a jerk. I inherently know how to be an uncaring jerk. It is just baked into me. I have to admit to that. Coming to that grips and understanding that is important. But here's the thing. You can practice being a nice person. It's not fake. It's what you do is you stop and you go, okay, what's going on? Why am I acting this way? There's a really good book called Nonviolent Communication that'll talk about this as well, of like when you get in an argument, of like saying, stop. What do I want? What do you want? Why are we saying these things? Same thing with how you interact with people. You can just stop and be like, hang on a minute. Let's think about this. What's going on here? And it takes practice. And then it takes practice and then admission that you do the wrong thing. So now one of those really nice people I once met at GDC, and it was a weird time. Like the Valve people were all going to go to dinner and stuff. And this was the first time I was meeting this person. And I kind of did this thing of like, oh, you can't come to, like, this is Valve only. I don't know. I felt like I came off weird. And so then I just said, hey, I screwed up. I was like, later I went up to them. I'm like, hey, I screwed up. I was really rude to you. I apologize for that. That was bad. Like I'm taking blame for that. I understand I did that. That person ended up, remember one time at PAX East, I had said I wanted to get cookies from that cookie place, the Italian cookie place, but I just wasn't gonna be able to make it. I was just too busy meeting other devs. And they went with their wife and picked up cookies for me and left them at my hotel room. Like, that is an awesome person, right? But I get that awesome person interacting with me because I stopped and I said, hey, I was wrong. I made a mistake. Now I come off as a goofball on the internet often, right? Or caustic or fiery. I don't know, whatever my little weird ranting. I get it. It's not for everybody. But like, you can't do that probably, because I get away with that somewhat because I think people know now, and there's some inherent, I'm trying to talk about things in a way that it may not have the language or tools to talk about, but that where I'm coming from is in a good place. And I can do that and still get hired. You probably can't do that. Maybe you can. I don't know. But like having the understanding that people want to work with people that they like working with, that they like, is a big thing. And you do that not by singling out the person who you think's important. You do that to every single person you meet. Every single person you try to be nice to, you try to help, right? We're just joking in our game today. Don't help people moving out their house though. That's how you ruin your back. But like, just be a decent human to a bunch of people and it comes around, right? So now, are there people out there, if I post this, that are going to say, oh, Chet's a jerk. Oh, I met him and he was yeah, probably. Sure. You meet so many people. There's some guy who does haptic feedback who just badmouths me every single time he gets a chance. And he is just a vile person. But he said that once at a open mic thing, like as a fireside chat. And he said it, and man, everybody in the room just turned and started giving him crap. Because they're like, well, no, we know Chet because we've interacted with him enough. So they'll back me up, right? So even when that happens, like you'll get backed up. And in that case, I was right too. Haptic people are always weird. I don't know what it is. All right. But seriously, if you look and you go and you know in your heart, you know who you are, right? Or that's a good thing to learn. But if you look back and you look at how you behave, you can stop and go, oh, right, like that happens with everything, and not perfect. Fail all the time. Still failing ever to this day. I will never be that person that is like the person I described. But you can practice, you can try, and it's worth practicing and trying and being cognizant of, because the payoff to it is enormous. The payoff to being the nice guy, the nice person, the nice woman, the hey, she was great on this project and I loved working with her. I want to work with her on a new project, right? Like that was when there's the bunch of layoffs that just happened. Is there's somebody who I haven't worked with for now 2 jobs, I think, that I went to bat for with somebody. Like I reached out to the CEO and said, oh, you should hire this person, because they were so lovely to work with. So that just goes so far, and I get it, man, especially in the heat of the moment and crunch and whatever. And it's so easy to be careless and casual and hard about it. And I fail at it still all the time, but just try. That would be the best thing you could do for your career. Oh, and also as a person, but you know,